Number 6, law of exponents distribution. For number 1, we have AB to the power of R, right? This means A is multiplied R times. So that's going to be A to the power of R. B is also multiplied R times. So that's going to be B to the R. So what we can do is we can just distribute R to this power 1. So 1 times R, that's R. And R times this power 1. 1 times R, that's R, right? For number 2, if we have expression A to the M, B to the N to the power of R, then that's going to be R times M, so that's A to the power of MR, and R to the R times N, so that's going to be B to the power of NR. Does that make sense? Okay, number 3, if we have division A over B, same thing. R times 1, that's R. R times 1, we have to distribute. That's B to the R. Number 4, A to the M divided by B to the N. Same thing. R times M, that's MR. R times N, that's B to the NR. In this concept check, I'm going to show you why we can distribute this exponent to the exponent inside of this expression right here. For number 1, we have AB to the power of 4, right? So that is equal to AB times AB times AB times AB, right? 4 ABs are multiplied together. So we have a base A, base A, base A, base A here, right? So I'm going to write A times A times A times A. This expression can be simplified. And we have a base B, 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 right? So I'm going to write B times B times B times B. So 4 A's are multiplied together. That's going to be A to the power of 4, right? 4 B's are multiplied together. That's going to be B to the power of 4, right? So our answer is A to the power of 4 times B to the power of 4, which means we can distribute this exponent to the power of 1 here. 1 times 4, 4 times 1, that's 1 times 4 right here. Let's look at number 2. This time we have A squared B cubed to the power of 3, right? So that is equal to, that is equal to A squared B cubed times A squared B cubed times A squared B cubed, right? A squared B cubes are multiplied 3 times. So that's going to be equal to, here, base A, we have A squared times A squared times A squared. Here we have a B cubed. 3 B cubes are multiplied together, right? So B cubed times B cubed times B cubed. So far so good. So that is equal to, here, A to the 2 plus 2 plus 2, or we can say that's 2 times 3. That's a 6, right? That's a 6. And here we have 3, B to the 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's 9, right? 3 times 3, 9. So we can write B to the 9, right? So from the beginning, what we can do is we can just multiply this exponent by this one. 3 times 2, 6, and distribute this 3 to 3. 3 times 3, that's 9, right? We can do same in division. So let's look at number 3. A over b to the power of 4, that is equal to a over b times a over b times a over b times a over b, right? So that's going to be, we have a 4a's in our numerator, so a times a times a times a, 4b is in denominator, right? So that's going to be a to the power of 4, b to the power of 4. So what we can do is we can just apply distributive property. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 1, 4. Okay, number 4. That's going to be a squared over b cubed times a squared over b cubed times a squared over b cubed. So I'm going to write all of this expression in one fraction. Numerator a squared times a squared times a squared. Denominator a cubed times, b cubed times b cubed times b cubed. So that's going to be a to the 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's a 6, right? So a to the 6, b to the 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9. And 6 and 9 comes from 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9, right? Example number 4. Let's simplify the expression. For number 1, we have ab to the power of 8. So what we can do is we can distribute a to the power of 1, that's a to the power of 8, and a to the power of 1 again. That's b, a times 1, that's 8. Right? Okay, number 2. Here, if negative is multiplied 4 times, even number of times, then that's going to be positive, right? So negative becomes a positive, and 4 to the power of 2 to the 1, that's going to be 2 to the power of 4. And 4 times 2, that's going to be a to the 2 times 4, or 4 times 2, that's 8. So 2 to the power of 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times 4, right? So that is equal to 16. So we have a 16, a to the power of 8. Number 3. Okay, number 3 is equal to 5 times 3. That's x to the power of 15. 5 times 1, that's y to the 5. That's it. Number 4, negative is multiplied 3 times, odd number of times, then that's going to be negative, right? So that is equal to negative 3 times 1, that's 3 to the power of 3. 3 times 2, that's x to the power of 6. 2 times 3, 6. And 3 times 3, that's going to be y to the power of 9. So 3 times 3 times 3, that's 9. So 9 times 3, that's 27. Right? So this expression can be simplified as negative 27 x to the 6 over y to the 9. Checkpoint 4. The question is to simplify the expression. Let's say we have a cube b to the power of 4 to the power of 2. This is equal to a cube b to the 4 times a cube b to the 4. Right? So that is equal to, we have a cube, same basis. a cubed times a cubed, right? And we have a b to the 4, b to the 4. Same basis. So that's b to the 4 times b to the 4. So we can add these two exponents, right? So that's going to be a to the 3 plus 3, 6. And 4 plus 4, b to the 8, right? So when we simplify this type of expression, what we can do is we can multiply 2 by 3 and 2 by 4. Apply the distributive property, right? So let's try number 1. We have a 2 to the power of 1, right? A to the power of 5 to the power of 3. So we're going to multiply this by this, 3 by 5, right? So that's going to be 2 to the 1 times a to the, I'm sorry, that's not 2 to the 1, right? 2 to the 3. 3 times 1 is a 3. And a to the 5 times 3, 15. So that's going to be 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. And we have a to the 15, right? Number 2. So a to the 3 times 4, that's a 12. And b to the 4 times 2, that's 8. Number 3, if negative is multiplied on odd number of times, then it is negative, right? So we have negative, 5 times 1 is equal to 5. So we have 2 to the power of 5, 5 times 2, x to the 10. 5 times 1 again, that's y to the power of 5, right? So 2 to the 5 is 32. So we have negative 32 x to the power of 10 over y to the power of 5, right? Number 4. So this one is equal to, 2 times 1, that's x squared. 2 times 3, y to the 6. 2 times 1 again, 3 to the 2. 2 times 2, that's z to the 4. So that's going to be 3 squared is 9. So 9 z to the 4 in denominator, x squared y to the 6 in our numerator.